Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today's guest is Elizabeth Von Isser, and she is a writer, actor, and executive producer, and her name of her company is New Trick Productions. And this interview is part of our AFM series, so our American Film Market series, where we bring you the best of those who attended and participated in AFM over in Century City or at Los Angeles, California. Elizabeth, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, Adam.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. So, of course, I want to get into the premiere of the feature film, Hugo, A Murder After Mayhem, and also get into your background and really how you got started in the business. But just to get us kicked off here, AFM, how did it treat you? Like, have you been in the past? Is this your first time going? Give me some of the backstory.
Well, this is my second year going,
and
the first year I went, last year or the year before, I went in 2024, and Kate Hugo had just entered post-production, and I really just wanted to go to sort of introduce myself, do some networking, meet some people, see what AFM was all about. And it was a little scary. I went way over prepared, but it was nice on one hand because I met a lot of people in person that I knew online because I participate in a online filmmaking group with Tom Malloy and Jason Brubaker called Filmmaking HQ. And a lot of the people that I had met over the years were there. And so it was really fun to be able to encourage each other and not feel quite so alone. So when I went this year, Kate Hugo was now in finishing post-production. We are looking for distribution. And I was able to set up meetings with some of the sales and distribution companies that I had connected with the previous year. And so it wasn't quite so scary. I knew what to expect. And it was fun, but it was very overwhelming. I am a diehard introvert, so networking is kind of a special sort of hell for me. And after 2 or 3 days of AFM, it took me probably a week to recover when I got back home. I was exhausted. But networking is, I mean, for someone like me, it's a necessary evil, so...
Wow, what an amazing story. I want to circle back to the film, of course, but before that, how did you get into the business? What drew you to the business, and how long have you been doing that?
Well, this is probably, my third or fourth career, I guess. I started out as a manufacturing engineer in the defense industry, and then...
That's actor written all over it? No, I'm just playing.
I know, just a little...
I could not leave that one there, Elizabeth.
But I always had the acting bug ever since high school. And even while I was working full-time, I still participated in community theater. And once I decided to leave that career, I did a number of different things. I'm a painter. I'm a jewelry designer. I do all sorts of different creative type activities, but I'd always acted. And I kind of fell into film acting. I was the director of drama at my church, and one of my team members was a film actor, but also a flight attendant. And she had been cast in a small indie feature film that was being shot here in Tucson, but turned out she had been called into work and wasn't able to fulfill her commitment. And she convinced the director and producer that I could step in and take over, and I was scared to death but didn't want to disappoint anybody. So I showed up on set and had about 15, 20 minutes to memorize a short paragraph, and lights, camera, action, there you go. And it was really exhilarating. I loved it. And so from that point, I really started seeking out opportunities on film.
Yeah. What keeps you drawn to the craft and what keeps you coming back? Obviously, now you have a film coming out and you have some other things going on, but even during those in between periods where you're like, it's easy, I feel like sometimes to get, I don't know if I'd say the word sidetrack, but just to let other things get in the way. What keeps you like motivated and coming back to the craft?
I think for me, I enjoy so much and feel so alive when I'm able to sort of put on the skin of a new character and pull from my own life experiences to sort of create this new character that comes alive. And I just really enjoy that. And I miss it when I'm not doing it, which is one of the reasons why I decided to write Kate Hugo. I'm in my 60s now. And so as an actor, I really have two strikes against me, not only that I'm a woman, but also that I'm in my 60s. And the opportunities for someone like me are really pretty few and far between. So I decided, if not now, when? And I decided to write my own content, but content that would also highlight and display the incredible talents of actors and crew that are here in Southern Arizona. So give everybody an opportunity.
Wow, that's amazing. I love this story. Let's switch it up a bit here. Let's get into Kate Hugo, Murder After Mayhem. Tell me the story of, start at the beginning. How'd you come up with the idea for the film?
Well, in 2022, I was reading a book called The Pinks, which was all about the first female Pinkerton detectives way back in the 1800s. And I was really intrigued because I had no idea that women had taken on such a male-dominated career way back then and put themselves into a tremendous amount of danger. So I was reading this book, and one of the case files that was written about was all about how Kate Warren, who was the very first female Pinkerton detective, solved a crime. And it was so unusual, unique, creative, out-of-the-box thinking that I thought, oh, gosh, that would make a really good movie. I didn't want to try to, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just write one. I mean, I had written some shorter scripts, but never a full-length feature film. But I thought, well, like I said, if not now, when? Yeah. And so I sort of jumped into creating this world. I didn't want to do a period piece because they're really difficult to do well and in a budget that I thought I could manage. Yeah. So I created this world in the near future after a massive solar storm knocks out the Earth's magnetic field and destroys technology as we know it. So it actually is set in the near future, but technology-wise, we're sort of back 100 years. And so it was a lot of fun doing this world building and creating a murder mystery with all these different suspects and why could they possibly have motive and opportunity. And it was a lot of fun creating that. That was back in 2022. It's been a long time coming.
Wow. So when you were shooting the film, I'm always curious about this piece of things. Like, what did you learn along the way? Because this is, correct me if I'm off, for you taking a lead and directing and everything else, this is the first big one, yeah? Like that multi-year project that you're responsible for. Am I accurate on that?
Right. You're accurate. I did not direct. My producing partner is also a screenwriter who had helped me refine the script since, like I said, I'd never written a feature. And as we were working on the script, he said, if you ever want to produce this, I'd love to direct it. And that was kind of the go-ahead that I needed to say, okay, let's do this. And so the two of us wore a lot of hats. We did pre-production work. We did the location scouting. We did the casting. We took on probably way more than we should have. But then I was executive producer. I created a fundraising program through From the Heart Productions, which allowed donations to be tax deductible. And between that and my personal investments and my director's investments and friends and family, things like that, we were able to get it done. Yeah.
Wow. And so at AFM, talk to me about the experience and taking the film there.
So the prior year, not this past year, but the prior year, I had been selected by AFM to pitch the film. And so that was a whole new experience, and had gotten up on stage and pitched in front of a large audience. And then this year was able to go back and have meetings with, I forget how many, I'm going to say maybe 9 or 10 different distributors. We're still working with follow-up on a number of them. And so we don't have distribution at this moment, but we're still working that issue. And with the changing landscape of streaming and theatrical release and all of that, it's challenging as an indie filmmaker. Yeah, I'm sure lots of learning along the way, right? Like, has to be so much. It's like a whole nother business, a thing to do film the way that you're doing it. Sure. What are your thoughts in terms of where you're at in the process now? Like, we're in 2026. We're just starting this interview for everybody listening. It was being recorded on January 6th, so we're just starting. Like, what are your hopes for 2026? Well, in exactly 1 month, we will be having the Tucson world premiere of Kate Hugo, Murder After Mayhem. And so that's
exciting.
It is so exciting. We have rented a 425-seat theater, and we are offering free VIP tickets to all of our cast and crew, and they get to bring a guest as well, because without them, this would have never happened, and we wanted to make sure that, of course, we paid them for their work, but we want to make sure that they recognize that they're appreciated. And so we're doing that, and we've already started our ticket sales. We had pre-sales last month. So it's very, very exciting, quite a milestone to have come this far. And would I do the whole thing again? I am really glad in hindsight that I was naive enough to not really necessarily know exactly what I was getting into.
Yeah.
Now I've learned a lot. I mean, we've had a lot of good things happen. We've had a lot of successes, but we've had a lot of challenges that required some creative thinking to get out of. And so I've learned a lot. And I tell you what, it was like going to school all over again every single day. And so I learned so much that now I feel like I have more to offer other indie filmmakers as far as what I learned and what to do and what not to do. And that's why I created New Trick Productions, because I want to be able to help other fledgling indie filmmakers through that process. And hopefully they won't make the same mistakes that I did, and they'll be able to have a little bit smoother ride as they produce their content.
Fantastic. I love it. This is a great story. If somebody's listening or watching this, and if they want to follow up, learn more about the movie, attend, obviously, the world premiere or anything else, how do people connect, Elizabeth?
Well, they can go to katehugo.com. That's KATEHUGO.com. Or they can go to newtrickproductions.com and see what else is in the works.
Fantastic. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes, so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Elizabeth, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks, Adam. It was fun.